Hello, good morning, everyone. This is a recording follow-up standardization meeting for Unit 4. This standardization meeting is during the marking process. We had one before the assessment has started. As you know very well, I have to run this simultaneous standardization meeting for Unit 4, which is during the marking, because we had experienced some slight delays with assessment, and we need to make sure that first of all, we have enough time to complete the grading, and second, that we are all adhering to the same principles of assessment. Um, First of all, many thanks for your efforts so far. We have so the facts today, the following: 80% of the marking for the Unit 4 has been finished on the day when the grades were actually supposed to be released to students, which is today, the 13th of March. Students have submitted on the 28th. Now, we usually give 2 weeks for assessment and internal verification. On this occasion, we haven't met the deadline for releasing the grades, which sometimes can happen. I appreciate that, and it's mainly because of the nature of this unit, which is work-based and perhaps is more difficult to assess, which I understand. Okay. As a solution for this, I'm happy to extend the marking for 3 more days until the end of Thursday this week, the 16th, and I have already moved the post date by 4 days, which is Friday, the 17th of March. I hope this is okay, and I hope this gives a bit more space for you to finish your grading. Um, First of all, many thanks for Precious for your good work on this assessment, and also for Vivian and Gideon, who you're very kind to accept some marking for this unit last Friday on a very short notice. So I appreciate your efforts. Now, I would like to point to go to the second point on the agenda. Not all the assessors have acted yet on previous IV feedback, which was provided by myself by email, as well as discussed over the phone last week. I would like, as a solution, that everyone, all the assessors, will need to check their work again and act on previous feedback, as well as on the points below. We all need to make sure that we are using the appropriate general comments. Sometimes the units are mixed up, so some other general comments from other units are being used. Second point is the general comments section must include student name. Many of them are including this now, but still a few to be corrected. Also, um, we we need to always include suggestions for improvements, and to recognize when students are doing something well. Many of those comments are there now, so thank you very much. But still, we need to look at that issue. You need to sign with your own name in general comments, not just your initials, um, because we need to identify who has marked that piece of work, as well as this will have an implication for payment purposes later on when you'll submit your invoice. So please make sure you sign with your full name, not just the initials. Also, enter the date of the assessment, when the assessment was completed. On many, that is still missing. Um, Perhaps the most important point here, which applies to a few of us, each quick mark must have a justification under it. You can click on the edit and then add a very quick comment, judgment, to clearly say why a pass was awarded. The long comments, which I sometimes have seen, can be summarized to a smaller version, to come under a specific assessment criteria. And this could also reduce the time you spend on a submission. If I go on e-learning, I can show you an example of this. So if I go to Unit 4, submissions. So I'm going to pick any of those. So I'm not sure um, which one will. Okay, so for example, this is one student work. Click on grade mark. So as I scroll down, I now see a comment here. Yes, this one has, as you can see, so 1.1 has been achieved in this context, and below there's one very quick comment to indicate this. Okay, as you move down, let's see, maybe another example would be here. Make effective judgments. Okay, well, you made effective judgments. However, I would prefer that you add another comment here to say you made effective judgments because such and such thing. So you need to uh, make sure you include those comments, which are extremely valuable for the students' future development. Okay, so this is what I really mean. So all the assessment criteria should have under an additional comment. By clicking on edit, you can add that comment there. Okay, so this is a point I needed to make, and please go back to your marking if you haven't done this already, and make sure that there is a justification under each one of the quick marks. Now, when it comes to merit and distinction, please use the merit and distinction quick marks which are already provided. And if you have a different opinion in regard to why the student has achieved that particular quick mark, merit or distinction, you can specify this by adding a comment below, in the same way you would do um, for for any other assessment criteria. Now, for instance, you can think about this particular paragraph as M1 achieved because the student has processed information in a very structured way. Let's say, um, um, do not open another quick mark, but you can use the same quick mark as from here, drag and drop, and then edit by adding your comment why you think the student has met that. So I hope this is okay. Right, going back, you need to filter the similarity percentages before marking. A marking guide was sent to you by email, and I will send this again. This is the marking, the guide we have for checking similarity, is a pre-marking procedure. So please go through this before you start the marking. So the procedure will be, you need to click on originality and then identify how many sources of information, then filter. So please just go through this. Guidance, and make sure you follow this before you start the process. If you go to one particular piece of work, like for instance this one um, has 33% coming from one source, well, this poses a big problem. You've done this, you excluded the quotation, you excluded the bibliography. Okay, so which is correct. So you apply the filters, but the issue here is 33% coming from one source. So you need to see from where that work comes from. Okay, clearly we can see that 33% from this work is connected to another student, and the student name above is different. Okay, so this is a clear case of plagiarism, and we have to make sure that we signal that. Okay, so we need to make sure we do this. Also, we need to have names of the students here. Okay, the name of the student. So don't just do dear. You need to say dear Adenike, and so forth. Okay. Um, so this is a clear example where this piece of work shouldn't have been marked and refused actually for high plagiarism. Okay. Right, going back. Um, if you're not able to see clear evidence of 200 hours, please mention and use the following words. This is a conditional pass, as your evidence of 200 hours is not apparent. Um, your grade will be confirmed once you receive the evidence and validate the number of hours to your with your employer. So you need to say that. Also, I need to point out to you that the sample for this unit is 40%, which can increase if there are reoccurring issues. Another point which I would like to mention here, um, all assessments criteria are IV'd, and all students are IV'd for this unit because it's work-based. Okay, I hope this is okay. The final point, which I would like to point out to you, is that there are some variations in assessment from one assessor to the others perhaps due to reallocation of assessment on Friday to the two new assessors. Now, I would kindly ask you to go through the assessment procedure once again, which I'll attach to the email, to go through the similarity percentage, the guide I have just mentioned a minute ago, and also to go to the marking guidance video, which I have provided by email even from last year. Okay, so if you click on this, that will open that particular video that takes you through some of the principles of marking. So that you may find that as very useful. Okay, so this video was shot from last year, so you can go through this and see how the marking should actually take place. Okay, so once again, many thanks for your hard work. We still have about 20% of the marking to be done. I have extended by 3 days, and also I made these points below. Um, as a part of the email I'll send to you, I'll send the internal verification report from Dudley, from the other um, internal verifier, and that includes all the learners so far. So you'll see your names coming up on this report. So it's Precious, Gideon, Vivian. What Dudley has done, he took one assessment criteria for each one of the learners who have submitted work. So he hasn't actually IV'd the whole work of that particular student. He has taken one assessment criteria from, so it's a random sample of assessment criteria across all the learners, and he left for you some comments there. So please make sure you deal with those issues and you take that as a general example for how you need to deal with other assessment from now on. I hope this is okay. Best of luck. Please get in touch with me if you have any further questions. Thank you.